What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the boxing clinic. We don't do too much in MMA, UFC, but today I'm gonna make that exception with it being a Mayweather McGregor fight week, man. And Jon Jones has been popped for steroids, performance enhancing drugs, whatever you want to call it. The steroid known as a Turnaball, something like that. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing it right. It's a testosterone hormone. I think its origin is from Germany. It helped them boost their Olympic teams for years before, it was detectable. And I'm pretty much sure they got taken down for that at some point. And for Jon Jones, this is just another black on his career, and I think it's closing the casket on his career, man. I think he's done. If I'm Daniel Cormier, I'm suing the fuck out of Jon Jones, man, for embarrassment, assassination of his character, because he took a lot of heat for crying after that fight and giving his blood, sweat, and tears, and his health and wellness as well, man. He has the obligation to go in the ring and go back to his family the way he went in the ring, safety first. And Jon Jones essentially, tried to kill him in the ring, really, by cheating, tried to take his life. He had an unfair advantage in a combat sport. And if I'm DC, I'm suing his ass. Flat out. But Jon Jones, man, let's get into him real quick, man. This dude's a scum. He's scumbag, man. He's a fool. He got two brothers, Arthur and Chandler Jones, that play in the NFL. Now, if they couldn't reel him in after these, the past steroid uses he had, he got popped for 2 by USADA before. And then the cocaine, I get into all that. And all this shit, I'm going to get into it. But if they couldn't calm this kid down, I understand he probably can whoop both of their ass. But if they couldn't pull him to the side, man, and get him together, it's not going to happen in his career. Only thing you can do is take away what he loves to do the most, and his moneymaker. And that's, mixed martial arts. Close the book on him, Dana White. Come down as hard as possible. Now, the steroid he got popped with, Turnaball, whatever it's called, it carries a 2-year ban by USADA. Now, not only that, for second-time offenders, it carries more. So I don't know if it's second time using the Turnaball, whatever it's called, or is it second-time offenders using steroids overall. And if it's as far as using steroids overall again, he been popped for 2 steroids at once before and taking a ban. Now he's getting popped again for steroids. So he can be gone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But I say close the book on him. Any mixed martial arts establishment that shows that, does that should just not fuck with him, man. Just close it, end his career. Make it hard for him to breathe. If I'm Daniel Cormier, I'm suing the fuck out of him. People make memes of me crying. They can't take that image out of their head, and that's forever there on video. You get knocked out by Jon Jones, and it makes you think, was he cheating in the first fight? But you can see that, the first fight was close, and then Jones pulled away, and now, he got the knockout with the competitive advantage now. Even if it didn't give him a competitive advantage, but in most people's minds, it did. And I believe it did give him a competitive advantage over DC. If he took it this time, what you think he did the first time he took it? And the cocaine, man, stuff like drugs of that, narcotics like that, is used to mask steroids from what I understand. And it could be true, it could be false, but that's what I was always told. It masks the steroids. So before when he got popped for cocaine, he probably was masking that to mask other steroids. He been juicing for a long time, He probably was masking with the cocaine. He thought, I get popped for the cocaine. People are just going to feel sorry for me and clean myself up, come back and do it again. But he couldn't, He couldn't come back and do it again. Your body, once you put something like that in your body, it needs it to function. And that's why they say you don't take steroids unless the doctor gives it to you in critical situations. So once you take something for so long, take these steroids, your body needs to depend on it. When you don't have it, your body doesn't function anymore like it used to. It can't build that muscle. It can't have that energy level. It can't burn that fat. It can't give you nothing that you had before because your body doesn't know how to recreate it without those steroids now. Or it's hard to come back for that. And with Jon Jones, for him being out, he noticed he couldn't get that extra boost back anymore. If he went in there without them steroids, it would have been a hell of a lot closer fight, and he might have lost. So he felt like I'd rather just go down trying. But if I'm DC, I'm suing him. Daniel Cormier, you should sue the fuck out of Jon Jones. You got an obligation to go in that ring, do your job, get your money, come back to your family the way you went in the ring. And Jon Jones tried to take that from you. He tried to take your wealth. He tried to take your health from you, man. And people seeing you get your ass whooped. They making memes about you because this motherfucker cheated. Now, I want to see, I make memes about this motherfucking Jon Jones. White, black, red, I call them all. I call bullshit is bullshit. And this motherfucker needs to be banned for life from any athletic activity. He needs to go around and be a motivational speaker for banned against steroids. But you know it is what it is. We gone.